Hi you guys, I'm Odette. I'm a yoga therapist and I'm at the studio recording some at-home yoga flows and sequences that you can do. Nothing too crazy, generally accessible stuff. You don't need very much, maybe a workout mat or a yoga mat if you have one, or a non-slip surface. If it's tough for you to sit cross-legged, because I know that can be hard, you can sit up on a pillow or you can put pillows under your legs. Other than that, we don't really need anything else to get started, and we're gonna start sitting on the ground or sitting on that pillow. And I'm just gonna face you, but you could set up at the front of your mat. Cross-legged like this, you could sit on your heels, you could even sit in a chair for this first one, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna work on some general spinal movement and back mobility here. And before we get into any movements, we want to connect with our breath because we're gonna be linking our movements with our breath. So just notice for a moment that your breath is moving your body. As you breathe in, there's this expansion happening. And then as you breathe out, your chest relaxes, your shoulders might relax down. And we're gonna start to move our back with our breath. So the first part of this is maybe your hands are on your knees or in your lap, or you could even be holding the sides of a chair. And you're gonna breathe out and round your back. You can round as much as is comfortable. And then you're gonna breathe in, sit up tall, press your chest forward, and you can lift your face up towards the ceiling or whatever's above you, maybe the sky. You're gonna breathe out. Round, breathing in. Heart pushes forward, you're in a back bend, gently looking up, but don't crane your head back. Breathing out. And we're gonna continue this a few more times, rounding and arching the back with your breathing. Go ahead and do one more and stop when you have breathed in. And then exhale, just sit up tall normally. Staying seated where you are, you can now take your right arm up, breathing in, and really reach up tall with that right arm. And as you breathe out, we're gonna lean over to the left side. So you're gonna lean your body over to the left. If you're really leaning over a long way, then you could take your left hand onto the floor or further out to the side. And turn your head in whatever direction makes your neck most comfortable. We're gonna take one more breath in. And as you breathe out, you're gonna sit up tall again, reaching up. You're gonna exhale and tilt your head over to the right. So it's like your right ear tips over to your right shoulder. And you can use this hand, this right hand, and very gently place it onto the side of your head, like onto your left ear. You're not pulling on your head. You're just letting the weight of the hand add to the stretch on the side of your neck. If it's too much, you can always remove the right hand and you can even place it underneath the side of your head. Take one more long breath in here. We can all take the right hand to the right side of the head on the temple, and as you breathe out, push your hand into your head and vice versa as you bring the head up to the center. So you get some neck strengthening too. Release the arm. Breathe in, lift the left arm up, really reach up tall with it. Breathe in, fill up that left side. Exhale, lean over to the right. If you need to take that right arm over more, then go ahead and do that. Stabilize yourself, keep breathing. Your head is turned however it is most comfortable. Take one more long breath in. As you breathe out, sit up tall, reaching up still with the left arm. You can tilt the left ear to the left shoulder. You could lightly add the weight of your left hand to the side of your head so it's kind of draped over the right ear. Feeling the stretch between the right ear and the right shoulder. Again, if the hand is too much, then you can always use it underneath the head to take away some of the weight. Take one more long breath in. After that long breath in, we're all going to take the left hand to the temple, the left side of the head. Exhale, press the head into the hand and vice versa as you bring the head back up to the center. Release the left arm. And now we're going to come out of seated and into all fours or hands and knees. So help yourself out of your seated position or out of the chair if you were there. You're going to find yourself in all fours. Spread your hands apart. You can have your toes tucked behind you or the tops of the feet can be down. If you want something under your knees, you could always put a blanket there or a towel or something. We're going to continue with our spinal mobility and now get our hips involved too in cat and cow, which is rounding and arching your spine with your breath. So you're going to exhale and round your back like you did in the seated position. Let your head gently drop. Your hips are like tucking underneath you. It's like you're tucking your tailbone. As you breathe in, relax back into neutral where you started, but then let your abdomen drop towards the floor more. Your belly button drops towards the floor more. Your arms are straight and your face is forward. So now you're in a back bend. Let's start going back and forth between these. Exhale, round. Breathing in, moving into an arched position. Go slow, breathing out. Breathing in. Go ahead and do one more of these. And then in all fours in this tabletop position, go ahead and tuck your toes under if you have not already. Grip the floor or your mat with your fingertips. And now we're going to exhale and lift the knees over the floor. Just let them hover just a couple of inches. And then you're going to breathe in and set them back down. You can come back into that gentle arch. Exhale, let your knees float off the floor again. Feel the engagement and the work deep in your abdominals. Breathe in. Lightly set your knees down. You can arch if you'd like, and let's do one more. Exhale, let the knees hover. Breathing out, breathing in, set them down. Gently arch your back. And now in all fours, we're gonna come up into downward facing dog, but before we do that, let's stretch our wrists a little bit more in the opposite direction. So just pick one hand, and right now the palm is flat on the floor, right? So let's turn it over so the back of your hand is facing the floor. And you can bend your elbow to make this easier, making it about your wrist. You are encouraging the back of your hand towards the floor, but not forcing it, to stretch the back of the wrist. You could open and close the fingers as well. You could also do wrist circles, both directions, and then bring that hand down. Go ahead and do the other side, flipping the other hand over. And then once you have stretched both wrists, let's take a big step forward with the hands, like a big handprint forward from where they were before. And then with your toes tucked under, lift your knees off the floor like you just did. And now you're gonna look back at your knees. You're gonna push into your arms more, a lot, into the floor. And then if you can, you're gonna start to extend your legs. Not fighting them though, just extend to a comfortable amount. And you could even start to pedal your legs out, almost like a bicycle motion. So one leg bends more as the other leg extends more. Just warming up and working your way into your first downward facing dog. Getting your ankles moving, getting your knees moving. And then once you've explored and moved some here, just keep focusing on pressing into your arms. Your knees can be bent, that's totally fine. You can focus more on your back here. And of course, if you can extend the legs more easily and not feel like you're fighting your legs or it's too much of a stretch, then go ahead and do that. From here, we're gonna breathe in and roll forward into a high push-up position. So you can keep your feet where they are right now. Breathe in, roll your shoulders over your wrists. So you're going to be in a plank, a high push-up position. Now, you might need to take up more space than you did in down dog. So you can always walk your feet back a little bit, no problem, pushing down into the floor. So from here, we're gonna breathe out and go back into downward dog, keeping that new distance. Of course, you can bend your knees again. And we're gonna go back and forth just a couple of times. You're gonna breathe in. Float forward, go slow. You'll get more out of it. Plank, exhale. Downward dog. It takes a whole breath to get there. Again. Breathe in. When you're in plank, make sure your head doesn't drop down. Exhale, downward dog. Let's do one more. Breathe in. Little pause, breathe out. Good. From downward dog, slowly lower back to the knees. Let them touch down. We're gonna lower all the way down onto the belly now, all the way down onto the floor. If you want, you could bring your hands back where they were. You could do a half push-up. You could shift forward like this, and then bend your arms and slowly come all the way down. Untucking your toes when you get there. Bring your forehead all the way down onto the floor, and you can keep your hands by your side where they were when you came down. So we're gonna warm up our spine more with back bends now, belly back bend called Cobra pose. And I would like us, at least for the first few times, to really use our back more than our hands. So your hands are by your side, but they're very light, and they're gonna stay that way as we breathe in and lift the forehead off the floor, lift the rounded parts of your shoulders off the floor. You're looking down at the mat and your heart might be lifted too. Feeling the work in the mid back and maybe the lower back too. Exhale, lower everything down. Let's do that again. Breathe in, lift the forehead, lift the heart. You might feel your kneecaps lift up behind you also. The hands are hardly working, not really doing anything. Exhale, lower down. Relax everything. Let's do a third one and use the hands a little bit to add to this. Breathe in. Rise up. Press into your hands just lightly. You're just exploring rising up higher. It's not better. You're just bending in a different part of your back. Notice what that feels like. Exhale, slowly lower down. Let's do two more like that. Breathe in. Add with your hands and just explore how high you can come up easily without fighting yourself, right? Exhale, you can lower halfway down or all the way down, and we'll do one more. Good. When you come all the way down that last time, stack your hands together, rest your forehead on your hands for a moment. Take some deep breaths into your abdomen. You can place your hands by either side of your chest on the floor. You can get your kneecaps down if that's possible, and we'll do a reverse push-up to come up. So you're going to exhale, really, really press into your arms a lot. They're going to straighten and your legs are going to bend. And you're going to find your way back into this tabletop position. From there, you can tuck the toes under, walk the hands forward, a big hand print, let the knees float, and then find your way into your second downward facing dog. Of course, you can pedal out a little bit there again. We're going to walk up towards our hands now, or towards the top of the mat, and you can take your time. So take a deep breath in first. And then you're going to exhale and start to meander. Walk up towards your hands. You can take lots of little steps, and you can bend your legs once you're most of the way up there. Rounding your back over your thighs. Just let your arms drape down towards the ground. So you're going to take one more long breath in down here. As you exhale, you can take your hands to your hips, maybe the thumbs are in the back. Pull your abdomen in, and now we're gonna rise up into standing. You can keep a bend in your legs, you're gonna keep your back mostly flat, and you're gonna push the floor away to come up into standing. So when you're standing, you can relax your arms by your sides for a moment, make sure your knees are not locked. Top of the head is lifting up. And from standing, we're gonna breathe in and sweep the arms up. We're gonna reach the arms up, straight up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, you can interlace the fingers above your head, and we're gonna do a side bend. We're gonna do a side stretch. So with your hands interlaced like that, we're gonna breathe in, again, really stretch up, and then you're gonna exhale and lean over to the right, let's say. Looking wherever is most comfortable for your neck. Breathe in, come back up. Exhale, over to the left. Breathe in, come back up to the center. You can release your hands, breathing in. As you exhale, take your hands back to your hips, bend your knees, and we're gonna fold all the way back down. Bend your knees. Tip forward, let go of the hands, coming back down where you came from. Relax your head. You can even shake it out a little bit, side to side. Bend your knees enough here so you can get your hands down on the floor for balance. So if you have to really bend your legs, then that's fine. With the hands down, you're gonna take a breath in. We're gonna exhale and step the left foot back. So take a really big step back with the left foot. And you're gonna drop your knee down back there. Once you've done that, you can take both hands maybe onto the inside of the right foot, if that's a little bit easier than having one on either side, which is also fine. Just get your hands down comfortably, be here for a second in this low lunge. Keep your chest tall, take a breath in. And now we're gonna exhale and come into this half split or runner's lunge position. So you extend the front leg until you feel a reasonable stretch in your hamstrings. The back leg is bending. The heel stays about where it was, and you might need to walk your hands back with you. And now we're gonna go back and forth between these. Let's inhale and come forward again into that lower lunge. Exhale, runner's lunge. Breathe in again. Come forward. Exhale, go back. We're gonna inhale and come forward into this lunge, and you're gonna put your left hand or your left fist with the thumb on the outside under your shoulder in a straight line. You can lift the back knee off of the floor, and we're gonna take a twist here. So everything is gonna stay the same, except you're gonna reach forward with the right arm. And now you're gonna breathe in and reach up with the right arm. Reach up, press down with that left arm. Everything else stays stable. Breathe out, you can bring that right hand down. And now we're gonna find our way back into plank. So find a way to ground your hands flat onto the floor. You might have to move that right leg out of the way to get both palms down. You can slide or step that right foot back beside the left into plank. You can lower to your knees. So because the yoga push-up is so challenging, and I like to build people up into it slowly, I like to practice and teach the yoga push-up on the knees first. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna be here in all fours, arms straight, and you're gonna shift forward. And then you're going to bend the arms, and the chest is going to lower just to a degree you can manage, and we're gonna press up again, okay? So you're gonna be here, having breathed in. You're gonna exhale, lower your chest. It might just be a little bit, that's fine. Inhale, press back up. And now we're gonna exhale and take a mini break in a pose called child's pose. You can even keep your toes tucked under for this, because we're not gonna be there for too long. Your hips go back to your heels, your back rounds, and you can drop your head. Breathe in, come forward again. That was just a little break. We're gonna do that whole thing again. Breathe in, shift forward. Exhale, bend your arms, lower your chest. Maybe you come 90 degrees down. Breathe in, straighten the arms. Exhale, child's pose. Maybe you try 2 more with me. Breathing in, shift forward, exhale. With control, come down, breathe in, push up, exhale, child's pose. 1 more. This time, when you go back into child's pose, we're gonna stay there. So you can exhale, bring your hips back to your heels. If you want now, you can untuck the toes back there. Go back as far as you can comfortably. Your arms can stay extended forward, and you can relax your forehead down towards the floor. Gently lift your gaze, breathe in, come back up. You can tuck the toes, exhale, we're gonna find downward facing dog. So push into your arms, looking back. Take a long breath in. We're gonna exhale, walk on up towards the hands again, take your time. Back into this standing forward fold near the front of your space. The legs can still be bent, arms are hanging, just relax. Get your hands down enough, at least for balance, and we're gonna go to the other side. So just take a breath in. You're gonna exhale and step the right foot back. So a really big step back with that right foot. You're gonna drop the knee down back there. Just take a moment in this low lunge, breathing in. Arms are straight, chest is tall. Exhale, runner's lunge. Front leg extends, back leg bends. And now we're going to go back and forth. So breathing in, going forward, exhale, going back. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in now into lunge. You're gonna take the right hand or the right fist under the right shoulder. And now you can lift the back knee off of the floor. Okay, you can reach forward with the left arm, and you're gonna breathe in and reach all the way up. Reach straight up as you press down into that right arm. Exhale, that left hand comes down, and we're gonna find our way back into plank 1 more time. So you can do that from here, moving the left foot, getting your hands flat. If it's easier to lower the knee, that's fine. Just find a way to get yourself back into plank, the high push-up. I'm gonna do something different here this time. Instead of the push-up, we're going to stay in plank. Exhale, push into your arms a lot. Really, really, really push the floor away. Try not to lift your butt up into down dog, keep it low. And then breathe in back into plank. This is called plank plus. It's not easy. We're gonna do 2 more. Breathe out, push into your arms a lot more. That's all you have to do. Relax your neck. Breathe in, plank. 1 more. Breathe out, press, round your upper back. Breathe in, plank. Exhale, lower your knees, and we're gonna lower down onto our forearms. So 1 at a time, walk a hand forward, come to the elbow, and then the other one. You can scoot your knees back and come down into a Sphinx pose, which is what this is. Your legs are down back there, the hands are down in front of you, you're on your elbows. You're pushing down, the neck is long. You can separate your feet a little bit more if you would like, to give your lower back more space. With your chin level to the floor or the horizon, we're gonna exhale and turn the head to the right. So you're just gonna rotate your chin towards the right. Don't force it, just let it stop where it stops. Breathe in back to the center. Exhale, turn your chin towards the left. Try not to tip your head back, keep it level. Breathe in back to the center. Stack your palms together, exhale, let the elbows slide out away from each other and lower all the way down, and you can rest your head on your hands. Keep your upper body relaxed like that. Keep your head on your hands and just feel your legs behind you. Really lengthen the feet back towards the back of your space, the back of your mat. Now just with the right leg, really, really lengthen through the right leg, like pull the toes back
And now you're going to breathe in and lift the right leg up off of the floor, the whole thing. Exhale, slowly lower down. Relax. And then the left side, lengthen through the left leg, breathe in, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. Good. Lengthen back through both legs. If it's comfortable, you can lift both legs off of the floor. Exhale, lower them down.
Now slide your palms by either side of your chest, forehead down. Let's breathe in and rise up into that cobra. You can press into your arms, however much is comfortable. If you are able to come up higher with your arms basically straight, you could play with upward facing dog, which is a strong back bend, where your arms are straight, you're super pushing down into the floor with your arms and your legs. So you would push the feet into the floor, so much so that the hips come off the floor. Or cobra's fine, you can be lower towards the floor. And wherever you are, we're gonna go back into downward dog. So if you're in up dog, you're gonna exhale, pull up through your abdomen, tuck your toes under and come up. If you're in cobra, lift your hips up, use your arms, tuck your toes, and come on up. Take a long, deep breath in when you're in downward facing dog. Exhale, walk your feet up towards the top of your space, into your forward fold. Relax. Let's release the hands again by just taking some wrist circles down here. You can also do hand under the feet pose, which is exactly what that is, exactly how it sounds. Spreading the hands open really wide, getting the front part of the foot to step into your palm. You can do both hands at once. If that's too much, if you don't want to do that, then wrist circles work just fine. If you're standing on your hands, free them one at a time, flip them back over. We're going to take the hands to the hips and come up into standing again. Slight bend in the knees, you're going to use your legs to push you up. Pull in your core, push down into the legs, breathe in and come up. So we're going to find chair pose from here. With your arms down, you're going to breathe in and bend your knees and sit your hips back. Okay, so you're going to breathe in, hips go back. You can see how the chest kind of leans forward a little bit, right? So stay there, and you can be bent down lower or higher, it's up to you. Now, next breath in, reach the arms up. Really, really reach forward, like you're hanging from your arms, pulling the abdomen in, breathing out. Taking one more breath in here. And then exhale, release the arms, tip forward, extend through the legs a little bit more, back into your forward fold. You can put your hands on the fronts of your shins. As you breathe in, extend through your arms, pull in your abdomen, and look forward past your nose onto the floor. This is called halfway lift. And then you're gonna exhale, put your hands down, bend your knees if you need to, step the left foot back again, really big step. We're gonna come up higher now into a pose called Warrior One. So you're gonna look at your back foot, you're gonna ground the whole thing down onto the floor with the toes turning out to the left somewhat, to a comfortable degree. Everyone's ankles are different. So find a way to do that. You're gonna put your hands on your hips, pull in your abdomen, breathe in and push yourself up into standing. This is Warrior One legs. So the front leg is fairly bent, knee approaching the ankle, back leg is strong and extending backwards, and you're not in a tight rope. There's some space between your feet. So you can look down and check. When you're here, you can relax your arms down by your sides for a moment. Breathe in, reach both arms up. Reach, reach, reach. Open through the chest. As you exhale, you can sweep the arms down by the sides. You can reach back and maybe lean forward a little bit. Breathe in, reach up again. One more time, exhale, reach back, lean forward. Breathing in, reach up. As you breathe out, circle the hands down to the floor, let them touch down. You can pick up the back heel, lower the back knee down, and let's find that runner's lunge again. So straighten the front leg just to a comfortable degree. Hands stay down, and if you'd like, you can round your back, that's fine. Take one more full breath in and out. Coming forward, tuck the back toes, lift the knee up back there. Let's find our way back into downward facing dog. Again, you can move your front foot if you need to, get your hands flat, step, slide. Get that right foot back beside the left plank. Pause there for a moment. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, walk up towards the top of your mat. Last time you're gonna do that. Get yourself stable, put your hands on your shins. Breathe in and push your shins away. So your back elongates, your gaze is down, your core is pulled in. Exhale, get your hands down. You can breathe in and step the right foot back, really big step back. And we're gonna ground the back foot for warrior one. So go ahead and look at it, ground the back heel, toes turn out to the right somewhat. There's some space widthwise between your feet. Front leg stays pretty bent. Hands on your hips, pull in your abdomen, breathe in, come on up. And just get yourself situated first. Don't rush yourself. Settle into your legs. Front leg is pretty bent. Back leg is strong, reaching back. Arms are down. Breathing in, reaching the arms up. Exhale, lean forward, reach back. Really, really reach. Breathing in, reaching up, leaning back. Exhale. This time as you lean forward and reach, bend your elbows and feel if it's possible to connect your hands, clasp your hands back there. If it's not, just make your fists and put them on your lower back. Breathe in, we're all gonna come back up. If you have your clasp, you're gonna press your hands back towards that back heel, opening your chest and shoulders more. And then that's it. Release your hands from your back, exhale, come down, free the back heel, lower the knee. And we're gonna find runner's lunge one more time. So just extend through the left leg, the front leg. Breathing in, coming forward. You could get both hands to the inside of the front leg now if you'd like. And last time we're gonna go back into downward facing dog. So with your hands grounded here, arms straight, you can lift up the back knee, help step, slide the left foot back beside the right, lift your hips, downward dog. A little bit more core work and then we're gonna come down, okay? So you're in down dog, arms are strong. Let's breathe out and bring that right knee in towards your nose or towards your belly button, right? So you're exhaling, pulling that knee in, push into your arms more, and then breathe in and just set that right foot down. And then let's do that on the left. Breathe out, left knee comes in. Exhale, breathe in. Set it down. Again on the right, exhale, step it in. Breathe in, set it down. Exhale on the left. Bring it in. Breathe in, set it down. Exhale last time on the right, drawing it in. As you breathe in this time, you can extend your right leg out and up behind you. Three-legged downward facing dog. Exhale, go ahead and set it down. Last exploration on the left. Exhale, mindfully draw it in. Breathe in. You can actually extend it out and back behind you now. Exhale, lower it down. Once the foot touches down, lightly come to your knees and sit to the side. And then just sit tall again in whatever seat, doesn't really matter. Cross legs, sitting on your heels, in a chair again, that's fine. Just sit up tall. Notice any changes that you can sense from the very beginning. In your breath, in your body temperature, in your heartbeat, in your energy, your mood, anything at all. Just noticing. And now we're going to move into a simple seated twist. So you can take your right hand off to the right, slightly behind you. It doesn't have to be directly behind you, but it's moving that way. And then the left arm is going to extend across the body to your outer knee or to your outer thigh. It depends on how you're seated. And then from there, with that left arm going across your body like that, just take a breath in and sit up tall. And the twist will start to happen by itself. You just breathe in, sit up tall. You can feel that your body is moving towards the right. And without cranking yourself there, you're gonna exhale, use the center of your body, use your abdominals and your obliques to twist to the right. Staying in your twist, you can breathe in and actually look over your left shoulder. And then as you exhale, turn your face to look over your right shoulder, maybe with your eyes closed. Breathe in, look forward, untwist, relax. And we're gonna take the other side. So the left hand comes off to the left, slightly behind you, reaching across the body with the right arm for the knee or the thigh. Sit up tall, breathing in. Exhale, use your middle and your exhale to rotate to the left. The hands just stabilize you and add like 1 or 2%. You can breathe in, turn your head over your right shoulder. As you exhale, maybe with your eyes closed, you can exhale and turn the head over the left shoulder. Take one more long breath in here. Exhale, release your hands, untwist, come back. You can help yourself out of your seated position. You can take the feet flat on the ground in front of you with the legs significantly bent. And we'll work into a few forward folds before we come down onto the mat. So the first one is gonna be starting like this with the legs bent. Feet can be slightly separated. You're gonna breathe in and lean your chest forward here as much as you possibly can. So you're leading with your chest, with the heart, leaning forward. And then when you cannot do that anymore, then you can extend your arms forward onto the floor or onto your legs. You're gonna round through your upper back. Now, if you feel a nice stretch along your back, then you can just enjoy that here in your forward fold. If you already feel a stretch in the back of your hamstrings with the legs bent like this, then you can just stay here because we're trying to lengthen the back of the body. So if you're feeling it, then you're doing what we're trying to do. If you don't feel anything at all or in the backs of your legs, then from this position, you can deepen the pose, make the stretch greater by sliding your heels forward like a little bit at a time so the angle becomes greater and you're closer towards the floor, obviously, but you can really modulate the stretch by doing that. And again, if you feel the stretch with your legs still bent, no problem. And we're gonna stay here for 3 long breaths. Try to breathe out a little bit more with that last exhale. To come up, you can walk your hands back like halfway. Breathe in, help your chest up. You can walk your feet back or help them back. You can sit up pretty close to your feet. You can take your feet together, like your toes can be touching now. And let's allow the knees to open into a butterfly shape. You can hold on to your shins or your ankles. Sit up tall. If you feel some stretch on your inner thighs here, then you can really just stay seated upright like this. If you don't feel anything, then you can lean forward. Just do that slowly and find an amount of stretch which is reasonable for you here. Leaning forward. You'll probably start to feel something, some stretch in your inner thighs and your groin or your lower back again. Let's pause for 3 breaths wherever you are here, either up tall or leaning forward. Breathing in, slowly sitting back up. You can help your knees together. You can sit fairly close to your heels and we're going to roll all the way down onto the back or walk yourself down onto the back. Once you're down on the floor, you can keep your legs bent. Let's breathe in and reach the arms up, straight up towards the ceiling. And let the weight of your arms just kind of hang into your shoulders for a moment. And then I'd like you to breathe in again and reach up really high towards the ceiling. Let your shoulder blades come up away from the floor. And now as you exhale, we're gonna let the arms start to reach back. We're gonna reach backwards towards the back of the room, the back of the space, the back of the head. It's fine if your arms open up wider, like in a V shape, and you just let them hang where they are comfortable being. Now you're gonna breathe in, slowly reach them back up, and you're still reaching up a lot towards the ceiling. And now exhale with the arms still straight up. Relax the shoulder blades down onto the floor. Lower the arms down by the side. Keeping the arms down by the side now, maybe with the palms on the floor, the back of the head is on the floor. We're gonna breathe in and lift the hips off of the ground. So you're going to use your glutes. You're gonna breathe in, press the hips up off of the floor to wherever they stop comfortably. And you're gonna exhale and lower back down. Slowly. Breathing in, pressing up again. Feel the weight move towards your upper back. Exhale, lower down. We're gonna put these two movements together, the hips and the arms. So here's what it's gonna look like. We're gonna breathe in and lift the hips up and lift the arms up, all the way up over the head. So that's a really long, deep breath in, right? And then you will exhale and lower the arms and the hips down. It's fine if they're not like exactly at the same time. If that's too fast, you can always break this down into slower movements. You could breathe in, lift the hips and arms up, exhale, take the arms back and just stay here for a second. Inhale, arms up, exhale down. But I'm gonna do one breath per movement. Just know if it's too fast, then slow it down and go at your own pace. Let's breathe in, lift the hips up, reach the arms up and let them hang back. Exhale. Hips and the arms come down. Again, breathing in. Exhale, arms and your hips come down. One more time. When everything comes back down onto the floor that third time, just pause. You can take your arms out to either side of you, left and right, in a straight line or slightly bent. Walk your feet away from each other quite wide, so wider than your hips. From here, you'll just take a breath in. Let's exhale and let both knees drop over to the right. Just let them hang with gravity wherever they want to be. Breathe in. Pivot them back up to the center and exhale, let them drop over to the left. They will still be far apart. Breathe in. Back to the center, exhale, rotate to the right. If you want, you can let your head rotate to the right too. Breathe in, everything comes back to the center, exhale to the left. If you'd like, you can continue looking to the left. Breathe in, lift the knees up, and exhale, let the knees go to the right, in the opposite direction that your face is turning. Inhale, bring everything to the center, your nose and your knees. Exhale, the knees go to the left and your nose goes to the right. Breathe in. Everything comes back to the middle. Exhale, walk your feet back in close together. Bring your knees up into your chest one at a time. You can hold on to your knees with your hands. You can bend one arm, keeping the other one straight, and then switch. Just kind of walking your knees closer in towards your chest one at a time. And then you can pull them both in close with your feet next to each other or cross your ankles. And you can rock side to side or slightly forward and back. To practice being relaxed and to practice having our focus staying in the present with the body, we're going to just stay here on the ground for a few breaths and get comfortable. So you might extend your legs all the way out onto the floor now, just straight out. And you can let your arms rest by your sides or put them on your body where you might feel your breath. If lying on your back isn't comfortable, you can always rest on your side or even come back up into seated against a wall or in a chair. Just find a way where you can be fairly comfortable. And if you want, you can close your eyes. You're going to relax your face. And we're just going to practice keeping our attention on the breath, just moving into the body and out, and relaxing your body a little bit more with each breath that passes. Slowly open the eyes. Taking one more gentle breath in. Be a little bit fuller than your body would naturally. And exhale completely. Gently helping yourself out of your resting position, whatever that was. If you were on the floor, help yourself onto your side and come up from your side. So of course you can stay in that last position where you're just relaxing and breathing for longer, and I will provide a little bit more music at the end of this so you can just go back down there or get into that place and relax a little bit more. So thank you for joining me in this home practice. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time in another practice.